Hello world, this is Shiraj. Welcome to this channel. This is the next video in the playlist of Moodle LMS training for teachers. We discussed how we can set up a gradebook in the last video. In this video, we are going to discuss how we can enroll students to the course. So let's get started. There are different methods you can enroll your students to the Moodle course. The course meta link make it possible for all enrolled users in one course to be automatically enrolled in one or more other courses. The cohort sync is you can add students batch wise. It's good method to add bulk students at a time. Guest may be a visitor and no need account. This should have been enabled by you for your course. Then the guest can visit your course page. The manual enrollment is you can add your students manually. This is time consuming process for huge number of students and good for some special cases. The next one is self enrollment. Students can get enroll your course using a self enrollment key given by you, and the students who have enrollment key only can get enroll your course, or else they can get enroll your course without any key. That is the direct method. These two are the self enrollment methods, and the students get enrolled themselves, but you have to enable the settings to get enrolled to your course. Now we know the different enrollment methods, and now we can see how we can get enrolled the students using these methods. I'm opening the web browser. I already logged in here. I'm going to enroll the students in this course, Information and Communication Technology. So we'll click here. Once you click here, you will get this course page, and here we have the gear icon. I'm going to click on this gear icon, and I'm going to click on the last command, more. And once you click the more, you will get this course administration. In this course administration, we have two tabs, course administration and users. Here I'm going to click on this users. So in this user, we have the first command, enroll user. I'm going to click on this enroll user to get to know the enroll users. Here you can see the participants, and you can see the list of participants. For the time being, only the resource person or the lecturer in charge is added to the course, and we want to enroll our students. And here we have the button enroll user. I'm going to click on this enroll user to enroll students. So once you click this, we will get this dialog box, enroll user, enroll one option. Here we have select user. You can select the user's name or their email ID, and you can enroll the students. Here we have search. I can type the student's name, then I can search the student's ID, then I can enroll this particular students like this. So this is the manual enrollment method. The next one is select cohorts. The next one is select cohorts. It means that we have discussed earlier. You can add the students batch wise. Here we have cohorts, and here we can see 14 com, 14 mg account, and 14 mg finance. Like that, we have batches. So for this particular course, if I want to add a management students who are in first year, here I have 17 mg. Okay, so this cohort is created for the first year management student. So this is 17 MIT first year management student. For that, you have to get the clear code of cohorts from the administrator. Then you can easily add. So here we have 17 mg. I can click this 17 mg. Then this particular cohort is added. Then you can release the mouse part from this way. Then you can assign the roles. Here we can give the non-editing teacher or student. So we are going to make all of them as student status or student role, and that's all. Then once you complete this, we can enroll selected user and cohorts. Now you can see all of the students are added to the participant list. This is the cohort method that we can add students batch wise. Here you can see 138 enroll user, students 138, and the teacher 1, and altogether we have 139 participants. Here you can see all the list of participants. Then if we want to unenroll the students, we can come to the students name, and we can come here. Here we have a bin icon. Here you can see unenroll. So you can click here to unenroll the students. Here you can confirm that you are going to unenroll this particular student. So we click here to unenroll. So that particular students is no more in this particular group. Now we can see number of participants 138. Like that we can manage. For example, if you want to search a particular student in a first name or surname, then you can search like this. Okay, here we have the number of students in a page wise, and you can click and you can search the students. Or you can click here, show all 138 students, then you can click here to see all of the students in one page. That's fine. So that is the way that you can add the students manually and cohort methods. So we will go back to the course page, click here, and now I'm going to click on this gear icon again and move, and in this course administration I am going to click on this user. And the second one we have enrollment methods. Here we can create the methods to enroll the students. We have discussed there are different methods we have that we can enroll the students to our course, and we can discuss here. And here I'm going to click on this enrollment methods, and here you can see the manual enrollment we added 138 students, and we can create some other method as well. Here we have guest access. If you want to allow guests who don't have any account in LMS or Moodle, and you can enable this. To enable this, you can come to the third column, edit. Here we have the bin icon. If you want to delete this guest access method, you can delete this one. So I don't want to delete this. Here we have a eye icon. You can click again. So this is hidden. This is not enable. Here to enable this one, you have to click again here to enable this. That's fine. Now if you want to do any changes, you can click on this gear icon and you can do such changes. Here allow guest access. If you want to make it allow them, then you can click on yes, or you can give a password as well. For example, sometime there may be a guest access, then you can give a password to the guest access. Then here we can give a password. For example, I'm going to give ISM 11013G, then that will be a password for the guest access. Okay, once you complete this, you can give save changes. Then your course can be viewed by guests. For example, if a persons who don't have any account in this LMS module, then they can click on the guest access, then they can give the password, then they can view your course page. For the time being, I don't want to allow the guest to the course page, so we will click again to disable the guest access. That's fine. The third one is self-enrollment. Self-enrollment we discussed, we have two types, with key or without key. So here we have a third column, edit. Here you can have a bin icon. You can delete this method or you can enable this method. So I'm going to enable this method. And once we enable this, we can come to the third one, gear icon. I'm going to click on this gear icon. And here we can give the self-enrollment details. Here we have a custom instant name. I'm going to give a name for this particular enrollment methods, ISM 11013 ICT. Okay. So I can give the name for this one. The next one is allow existing enrollment. If you want to allow students who enroll in prior methods or manual method or early method that we have done, then you can make it yes. Or you can give no if you want to allow the students only from this self-enrollment method. I want all existing method as well, so I can click yes. So my previous method also will be entertained, and then the students also can use the course page. The third one is allow new enrollments. For example, if you are going to allow new enrollments to the course, you can make it yes. The fourth one is enrollment key. From here only, we are going to divide the self-enrollment method into two, enrollment key method or direct method. Here, if we want to strict the students using a key to enroll, here we can give the key. Here I am going to give the key ISM 11013 and capital M. Okay, that's fine. Here you can see the eye icon. You can click on this eye icon, then you can see your enrollment key. Then you can give this enrollment key to your students. Usually the teacher used to write the enrollment key on the whiteboard at the very first lecture, or he used to send this enrollment key in any other social media. So that's fine. So after completing that, we'll go to the next one. Use group enrollment. If we want to allow the students in group wise, we can make it yes, otherwise we can make it no. Then the next one is default assign role students, so we'll make as it is. The next one is enrollment duration. Here we can give a number of days. To enable this, we can check in here, then we can give number of days. Here I'm going to give 7 days. Then the students can enroll within the 7 days of starting time. It means no one can enroll to the course after 7 days. The next one is notify before enrollment expires. Here we can make it teachers only to get notification to the teachers, or we can give teacher and enroll user. Then the notification will be sent to teachers and the students as well. Then the students can see the notification, then they can inform other students who don't enroll to the course. That's fine. So I'm going to make it as a teachers and enroll user. Then the students also can get to know the enrollment expires date. So then they can inform other students and ask them to enroll. Then the next one is notification threshold. So how many days that you want to get notification threshold? Here you can give 2 days mean. So it means before 2 days you will get the notification. The enrollment method is going to be expired, something like that. Here we have a start date. Here you can set up the start date of this particular enrollment method. For example, if I want to enable this one, then from this 20th of May, this particular method will be available to the students. Then they can use this key and then they can enroll to the course. And also you can set up the end date as well, and you can set up end date. For example, I can make it as a 30th May 2020, and you can set up the time as well as we have set up earlier. Then I don't want to make it enable this one, so we will make it enable, so students can enroll from this second as well. The next one is unenroll inactive user. The default setting is never. Oh, you can give a number of days. If I give 14 days, if a particular student don't visit my course page for 14 days, automatically that particular students will be unenrolled from this particular course. The next one is maximum enroll user. Here you can set up the maximum number of students that you can entertain. For example, some course may have a number of students 500, 600, and there will be 5 or 6 teachers. Then you can entertain only 100 students. So here you can give 100, then you can entertain only 100 students. Other students will be given to some other teachers. And the next one is only cohort members mean. It's kind of another filter method. Here already we discussed this one, 17 mg, 17 com, something like that. Here if I give 17 mg, only the 17 mg people who have this code or enrollment key can get enrolled to my course. So I can limit the students. Even though the students having this password or enrollment key, they should have in 17 batch. Then only then they can get enrolled to my course. The next one is send course welcome message. If you wish, we can give this message, and then I don't want to give the welcome message, so we'll click here save changes to save this particular method. Now we can see the name ISM 11013 ICT. Then we can see there are no students enrolled in this method. Then if you want to delete this method, you can click on this bin icon, or if you want to disable this method, you can click on this eye icon, and if you want to do any further settings, you can click on this gear icon. Then you will get this page, then you can do alterations. For example, if I don't want this uninstall inactive user, I can make it never. Then you will click on save changes to do the update. That's fine. Now let's see how students are enrolling using this method. Now let's see how we can add another method of enrollment. Here we have add method, and here we have a combo box, and here we can see self enrollment method or cohort sync. So here I'm going to give a self enrollment method, and I'm going to add another method. It means direct method. There is no enrollment key. Students can directly enroll to the course if they wish. And here we can give the custom name ISM 11013. Let's give ICT D direct method. So you can give whatever name based on your purpose. Here allow existing enrollment yes, allow new enrollment yes. The next one is enrollment key. Here I don't want to give any key since I want to create the direct method. And let's make as it is all other settings and click on add method. Now you can see ISM 11013 ICTD is added. So this is the direct method. Now let's see how students are accessing your course using this direct method. Here on the left side I can see the participants. I can click on this participants to see the participants list. Here you can see the participant, no filters applied. Here you can use this combo box to apply the filters. Here you can see role student. Here I can click on this role students to get to know only the students. Now 138 change as 137. And here you can see the students details, their name, username, email address, groups and other details. Here you can click this checkbox to select this particular student, or we can check this checkbox to select all complete list of students in this page. In this bottom we can see select all 137 users to select all 137 students, and you can come down using this scroll bar, and here we have with selected users. Now I can click on this one. I can do kind of a bulk action, and here we have manual enrollments and delete selected user enrollments. So we'll click here and we'll wait for it, and here delete selected user enrollments, and we'll use the scroll bar to go down, and here we have delete selected user enrollments. Are you sure you want to delete these user enrollments? Yes. Unenroll user. This is the way that you can unenroll user in bulk way. That's fine. Now we can see only the teacher is available. Then the students can use the other self enrollment methods. Sometimes they may use a direct method, or if they have a key, then they can use that. Then you can go to the enrollment methods and you can enable and disable particular methods, and you can welcome students on a specific way. That's all I want to discuss in this video. We will discuss more interesting steps in our upcoming videos. Thank you very much guys. We'll meet in the next video.